Hi guys, Miss Claire here. I'm going to show you my family's collection of seashells. So right here we have two shells. So we have the bottom shell and the top shell, as you can see. So when you look at directly in the sunlight, it kind of sparkles. It almost looks like a pearl. And then on the top shell, you see how old it is. So when you connect these two, they should hopefully match. Let's see. Do they match? Not quite. And over here, we have another shell, and it's pretty smooth from the top. But when you get down to the bottom, it starts becoming really, really rough. But again, when I pick it up into the sunlight, it kind of shines and sparkles. And when you flip it over, here is the top of the shell. It's kind of rust and rough, and it's got a lot of holes to it. And then over here is we have this big old clamshell. Now this clamshell my family got from my grandpa when he was stationed overseas. So here we have a normal clamshell, what you would typically find out on the beach in Washington, or at least on Hood Canal. But then this clamshell is pretty typical normal, but when you put it against this huge shell, you can see the size difference. And also you can see all the tiny layers and ridges. And over here we got a couple of other shells. And these are not as big as that shell over here, but they're pretty big, because if you remember from my video yesterday, there was a smaller looking shell that had a pointy edge. Well, this is one that grows pretty big, and it's got all these different edges and ridges, almost like a camel. You can see the different color ridges. So this one is more brown and red, and that one is more white. And then also we have another shell over here. Now I have to be real careful with this one. But if you can look in the sunlight, you can see how it kind of turns brownish and silver. And then when you flip it over, you see how glassy it looks like? It almost looks like oil. So you can see this shell, abalone shell, is oil slicked, looks like oil. It's also got purple and brown. And it's got these little old spots right here that are really rough. But for most part, it's really smooth, like glass. And over here is we again have the oyster shell. And then we again have our baby oyster shell over here. Then we also have our snail shells. Now I found this snail shell, and if you can see, if you look, it's got barnacles on it. These tiny little creatures, they live on top of shells, and that's where they grow. And so when any tiny creature goes by, they eat it, and they almost clean it up. And then we also have this big oyster shell too, from yesterday. And it's got a hole actually, I didn't realize that. But if you look closely, it's got a little spiral. And sometimes you have snails or crab that will go in and hide in these. And they'll make little homes out of the empty old moon snails. So again, thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day.